New Year's resolutions are really stupid. Goodbye, darling, or hello, darling, and welcome to the Goodbye, Darling podcast, where I talk about things that unequivocally tick me off, and today we're talking about New Year's.
Hey man, how the hell you doing? I've been just fine living life with the new Santa.
But Izzie, I love New Year's resolutions. Okay, shush your little mouth for just a second, okay? Hear me out, okay? I think that New Year's is a double-edged sword, okay? I think on one side, it's a great opportunity for people to be able to better themselves. But I also think on the other side, it is, one, a marketing ploy by capitalism. Oh yeah, we're gonna do that today. It is also self-destructive and can sometimes lead to worse issues than you started with. Let's just get into it and unpack it, shall we? So we're going to be splitting this up into like 3 segments, right? Okay. First, I'm going to be starting with the pros of New Year's, okay? I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second here, okay? So that way, before any keyboard warriors in the comments want to explain to me that I'm wrong, I see your side, okay? No need to get defensive. I understand. This is my opinion. But that's my opinion. Exactly. You get the meme that I just put in my head, right? You get the meme that I just implemented there. The reference, some would call it. Thank you. Also, new hair check. New year, new me. New hair check. I'm brunette now. Again. I was brunette, then I was blonde, then I was a redhead, and now I'm a brunette again. Full circle moment. Yeah, I'm going wedding dress shopping. Crazy, I know. Crazy sentence. It's mainly for fun. We are way far out from when my wedding will most likely be. As I said, we're taking engagement super slow because we are young. But one of my bridesmaids is going to be in town. And so why not try on some wedding dresses with my sister, one of my bridesmaids, and my mom, and my niece. I feel like it'll be a fun little time. Anyways, I wanted brown hair for trying on the dresses because I'll probably have brown hair at my wedding. So that was kind of the reason I went brunette again. And I really like it, actually. I forget how green or blue, I don't know what color my eyes are. I forget how bright the color in my eyes get when I have dark hair, especially dark brown, like my natural color. This is literally like, if I wouldn't have done anything with my hair, this is the color my hair would be, which is like kind of crazy to think about because it's like, I've done so much with my hair. Like I've been purple, I've been blonde, I've been naturally blonde when I was younger, when I went outdoors still. And the sun lightened my hair. That's a whole thing. Also, not sponsored by GamerSups, but also, listen, we are looking for ad spots, just saying. This is just the cup, though. I'm literally not drinking GamerSups. I'm drinking a protein shake. Oh, new year, new me, I'm eating protein. No, actually. Okay, anyways, let's get into the pros of New Year's, right? Also, set a timer for 40 minutes. 40 minutes, counting down. Thank you, Siri. Okay, so if you didn't know, this first 40 minutes is going to be this podcast. If you want more, I have a Patreon. But regardless, we'll get into that later. The pros of New Year's. So I see the bright side of doing New Year's resolutions, right? It is a reason, right? It is a like not unanimously, but like a lot of people do New Year's resolutions. And it can be a fun way to like have a workout buddy and like get started on something you want to do that you've been wanting to do for a while. It gives you like that like push, right? I get that. Totally get that. Another pro is, pros. You might have a buddy because they also probably will be doing New Year's resolutions. And you will be able to keep track really easily of your progress because you know you started in January of whatever year you started your New Year's resolution. And what was the other one I said? I said another pro, didn't I? I don't remember what the pro was. You get the point. There are some pros. Now, on the flip side though, I think the whole like New Year's gives you a reason to start is good in concept, but also like it also gives you a reason to procrastinate because say it's November, right? It's November. You're crusting the end of the year. Say your New Year's resolution is to go on walks, okay? You just want to go on walks. You want to get outside more, okay? This can apply to really any New Year's resolution, but I'm just using that as an example. Say it's to go on walks. So it's November, and you're like, you know what? I'll just wait till January to start going on walks because it's November. There's the problem. There's the biggest problem, in my opinion. I think New Year's resolutions and the culture around New Year's resolutions cultivates a unhealthy relationship with procrastination. But that's just me. And this is not coming from someone whose life is perfect. This is not coming from someone who has never done any sort of New Year's goals. I think that is totally viable, totally valid, totally okay. But I think you still need to be very self-aware of like the amount of time and energy you are spending on procrastinating by waiting till New Year's to do these things. And I forget what the statistic is. Hold on. Statistically, how many people actually stick to their New Year's resolutions? That's a difficult question. I don't know if she'll be able to answer.
But less than 10% of us are actually keeping them.
I don't know if you guys heard that because it was... Okay. I don't know if you guys heard that. Siri, my bestie. Listen, if the AI uprises, I've been nice to Siri, so I think I'm safe. But anyways, so less than 10% is the statistic I just saw on there. It told me the source and everything. It was a source, I promise. It wasn't just like chat GTP killing a rainforest and then pulling it out of their ass to give me an answer. Promise you that. It was like, it just Googled it for me, right? So less than 10% of people actually stick to their New Year's resolutions. Now, half of people set New Year's resolutions and actually start them, okay? So 50% of people start New Year's resolutions. 10% of people actually do them and like stick to them. That is crazy. So you can understand that like as much as like New Year's is a way to, you know, better yourself and like gives you an excuse to like do things that you've been meaning to do. Okay, but statistically, you're gonna give up. Statistically, you have to work really hard to be in that 10%. Listen, you might not give up, and I'm really proud of you if you don't. Okay? But you also might give up. If you hear my heater just kicked on, it is so cold today. That's besides the point. You might not give up. You might be one of those baddies, okay? But most people do, okay? And I think it is quite damaging for those people that they might have been able to start sooner and stick to it longer and not have been corrupted by this culture we've created around New Year's resolutions, right? So like, obviously, the world is trying to sell you things. We live in a capitalist society, right? It has its ups, it has its downs. It's trying to sell you shit, right? I love a little splurge. I love buying myself things. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I am pious and I am above buying and giving into marketing. I am very much susceptible to marketing. But it is crazy because in December, they are, you know, like, they're like jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle, all these holidays, spend all this money, blah, 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 consumption. And then January comes around And a lot of people's resolution is like, don't spend money. And then they'll be like, jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle. Here's an app you have to pay for that'll help you spend this money. What? I'm so sorry. That's not the point. That just literally is the opposite of the point, right? That is so, anyways, that's like just like one thing I wanted to comment on, right? So we've been through the pros. So the three little sections I wanted to break this into, I don't think I actually listed them. I know I wanted to start with pros. Let's say I then do why it's actually damaging. So the cons, right? And then we'll go into a third section on what I think should be done instead. Okay? So we've gone on to a little bit of the cons. So capitalism is a con. And but hey, it's a con that we all are a part of, isn't it? Even this, you watching this podcast, me asking you to subscribe to my Patreon is me participating in capitalism. It's like, you know, you reap the rewards, but you also pay the debts, you know? It's just, you know, it's a double-edged sword as well. Everything is. This is what this podcast is about. So capitalism is a con, and, you know, as well as, procrastination kind of being a part inherently of it, as well as the others I mentioned that I just can't remember that I talked about, but I'm sure I talked about more. This is the ADHD, right? This is the ADHD. I am not caffeinated and not medicated today, so do excuse if my brain is all over the place. I'm out of coffee. Didn't go to a coffee shop this morning. Hey, oh my god, you come here. I'm so sorry for picking you up like that, but you scared me. She doesn't want to be a part of the podcast, so that's okay. I'm not going to exploit my children. She was biting a cord, and so I had to come to her rescue as well as my microphone's rescue. So please know I wouldn't grab my cat like that otherwise. That's the mother mode, mama bear trying to protect her child mode that just came out. And I have to pick her up with one hand quickly. Okay? She's standing right there. She's like, I think she's like waiting for her sister to come down the hallway. I don't know. She's like very, very, hi. She came for pets. Hi, baby. So if you see me like leaning down and like doing something off screen, I'm petting my cat. I think you can see her tail. Yeah. So here are some of, I think the biggest like cons of New Year's resolutions, besides the obvious capitalism and marketing and procrastination. I think New Year's is a tricky mistress, right? Because as we've stated, both pros and cons thus far, it's not all bad. But it also is very fickle, right? It's fickle as a pickle, as some would say, me being some. It's difficult to put into words the amount of rage that I feel internally when New Year's resolutions begin to erupt from the groundworks, right? As I said, I have nothing against setting some goals, some intentions. I'm going to go over my own intentions for this upcoming year, right? They're not resolutions. They are not, I have to do this or else I fail. It is by the end of the year, I would like to have implemented some of these. That's all they are, okay? We're going to go over them after our 3 chapters. That's going to be the final chapter, okay? I think that New Year's kind of sets this expectation for people to just destroy themselves during the holidays. I think it is just very common to see people at Thanksgiving and Christmas, if you're in the US, or just Christmas or Hanukkah. I don't know. Do they eat like big meals? I don't know. I'm a stupid white person. I'm so sorry. I'm uncultured. You know, during holidays, a lot of holidays that I know of have big meals and gatherings, right? And during those, I have seen so often people being like, well, you know, I'll get back on the bandwagon in January. First of all, you do not have to be fit to be worthy. I understand wanting to be healthy, but like that statement also perpetuates the idea that like if you eat and satiate your soul, you are therefore like you have to redeem yourself by working out profusely, which is not healthy. I had an ED. We are not for that. Thank you. But also, if it is a health matter that you're more so focused on, and it's more of like a, oh, I have high cholesterol, but I'm going to be splurging during the holidays. Listen, live your life, say lovey. But also, maybe find a happy medium. Maybe find a happy medium between, you know, strict diet and splurging. Find like you can live your life and enjoy food without it hurting you, right? And even going back to diet culture, you know, as a whole, and like this is coming from someone who eats high protein. Some of my goals are like activity goals, like being more active with my body goals, because having muscle does help, because I do have like knee problems and back problems from dance. So like I do have to have muscle to be able to like not be in pain. So that's more of like a me specifically type of thing. But New Year's resolutions can be many different things, right? But if we're talking specifically about diet culture, I've seen so many times like my friends and family, right, talking about how they want to like they're like, oh, this is my cheat day, blah blah blah. It's fine, have cheat days. If you really are the type that you need like a strict diet, that's fine. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not going to tell you what to do, right? I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to preach advice on what you should and shouldn't eat, right? But it hurts me as someone who had an ED, who had anorexia and then orthorexia. It really does pain me when I see people just so enveloped in diet culture. And I have some family members that it is purely like they just feel so much better when they're on specific diets because they are eating better, right? They have more energy. That is like, I think where diet, like that's where what a diet should be, is like eating things that make you feel more satiated, have more energy, and are good for you, right? That's what a good diet is. But I've just seen so many people destroy their bodies over an image they have in their head. And that is like, I would say, one of the biggest cons of New Year's resolutions is the amount of Pilates princesses. Nothing wrong with being a Pilates princess. Hey, wish I was you. Like, I really want to start doing Pilates, but it's fucking expensive. So, you know, I'll stick to my at-home workouts. I see so many like Pilates princesses, yoga girlies, and you know, any type of like healthy girl aesthetic, clean girl aesthetic, Pinterest girl aesthetic, girl come on and be like, see what you could be? Me when I realized I could control exactly how my body looks. Girl, that hurts me. That hurts me inside because I was you. And I had an eating disorder. I had orthorexia and anorexia and fucking whatever the fuck. Back and forth, right? And then binge eating occasionally, not as heavy binge eating, but it would just be a byproduct of starving myself. I would then get really hungry, right? Because I'm starving myself. You're gonna get hungry if you undereat. Little PSA to any individuals out there who are constantly low energy and also constantly like feel like they are a little hungry. You need to eat bigger meals, girly or boy or they them. Okay, you need to eat bigger meals. Okay, you need to eat more protein so it keeps you full for longer. Thank you. Please don't starve yourself. Please don't starve yourself. If you're gonna take anything from this, please don't starve yourself. Okay, thank you. I think that is one of the most deteriorating. Was that how you pronounce that word? I'm smart. Don't worry about it. I'm an author. I think that's one of the most damaging is probably a better word for it. Things that New Year's resolution culture has created is this just expectation of working your ass off to be perfect when nobody's perfect. Whether that comes from what you eat, how you look, your job, being a parent, I don't know, like there's just so many different things that like humans make mistakes. It's all about how you react to those. Let's say you are one of the 50% of people who start a New Year's resolution and you got halfway through January and then you made a mistake. You missed a day at the gym. You ate a cheat meal, whatever your thing is, right? You didn't read for the day. Maybe you're saying, maybe you want to read more. And so you're trying to read like for 30 minutes every day. You didn't read, or you're trying to learn a language. You didn't practice that day, right? You didn't do the thing that you set out to do every day or every week or whatever your goal is, right? Let's say you miss a day or a week or whatever. And you give up. See, that is what failure is. It's not messing up. That is human nature. It is part of human beings to make mistakes. It's all about how you then after react to those mistakes. That is what changes the trajectory of if you're going to be the 10% or the 50%. If you are doing a New Year's resolution right now, I first of all wish you the best of luck. Like, I want you to be one of the 10%. It frustrates me so much because that percentage is so low, right? But if you make a mistake, even if it's not at New Year's, if it's like randomly when you're just trying to form a new habit or hobby or whatever, don't think of it as starting from ground zero, because you're not. You have put however long you put into making this a habit. You already have that in your back pocket. Just regroup and keep going. Don't act like you can't. Don't act like you make one mistake and then it's like, well, guess I might as well throw every amount of hard work I have done thus far out the window. No. They just get back on the horse, right? Try again. And if it's unrealistic for you to do these habits that you've been doing the way you've been doing them, if it's burning you out, or if it's making you drained or whatever, or if it's just like unsustainable for any reason, then spend the day reassessing your goals and try to create a new game plan that you think is more realistic, because any amount of showing up for yourself is better than nothing. Let's go back to the going for walks every day, right? Let's say you're trying to go for a walk for 30 minutes every day. Let's say you miss a day and your feet hurt. Spend the next day getting a new pair of shoes, if you're able to get a new pair of shoes, and reworking if you're going to be able to walk every day or if you should maybe walk every other day. Don't let it spiral and like snowball into like, oh, I started working every day and I started working every other day and then I started working once a week and now I don't walk. Switch it to a lesser thing and then challenge yourself to try the harder thing once you have surpassed how long you've been doing the easier version. So like say like you walked every day for a month and then you missed a day. Then you walk every other day for 2 months. Try then switching back to every day and see how different it is because you have been showing up for yourself consistently and you've been forming a habit and you've been giving yourself empathy of not wanting to drive yourself crazy with this new habit you're trying to form, but also you're trying to still better yourself, you know, still improve what you're doing and who you are, right? So yeah, that is I guess a good segue to what I think people should do instead. The final segment of this deal. We're coming up on about 18 minutes left, or we're coming up on 17 actually. We're at 18 minutes left of what's going to be on YouTube. This episode of Goodbye Darling is sponsored by my Patreon. Now look, I know you don't want ads. I know you don't want ad reads. I know you want to be able to just kick back and relax and not have to worry about someone advertising to you in your ear. And for that, as well as an extra 45 minutes of content that goes past what you experience on YouTube, you can check out my Patreon. Patreon.com/Izumi audio. That is patreon.com/IZUMIAUDIO. And check out the tiers, see what you're drawn to. Thank you for sticking around through this ad and back to the podcast. I just texted my sister. She asked if I had diced tomatoes, a can of diced tomatoes. And I told her, sorry, I do not. So that's what I just did. While you listen to that ad. Pretty cool, huh? So what I think people should do instead is kind of what this last section will be before we start reading my intentions for 2025. So my phone just went off. She said it's okay. Anyways, what I think people should do instead of New Year's resolutions. If you're sitting here and you're asking yourself, but Izzie, what do I do? If I'm not going to do a New Year's resolution, what do you think I should do? I think you should commit no matter the time of year. If you want a goal, don't wait till January. If you have a goal you want to accomplish, don't wait till January. Don't wait till Monday. Don't wait till tomorrow. Start now. Start in this moment. Procrastination is just going to make you more upset at yourself. It's just going to make you more frustrated that you haven't done the things you want to do. Start right now. Start as soon as you are able to. It is honestly so much more freeing when you allow yourself to do whatever you want, whenever you want to do it. There's obvious limitations that life adds. Work, school, family, friends, right? There's things that you still need to do to like be human, taking care of yourself, right? Feeding yourself, whatnot. Maybe you have kids, you might have to take care of your kids, right? But I want you to figure out what you're able to do that will get you closer to what you want to accomplish. Let's say you want to be more active. Go stretch. Just do some stretching. Maybe do some yoga. Start with that. Tomorrow, do some stretching and do a light workout. Follow a little YouTube beginner workout, right? Or play Just Dance. Listen, greatest cardio, Just Dance. Or There's also like people on YouTube that do, basically it's just dance. It's them doing dance workouts and you follow along. It's honestly really good. It's great cardio, just saying. But all that to say, just don't wait. You know, that's like, I think the biggest point I want to make here is just don't put it off. Don't wait for no reason. Do the damn thing. Get up and do the damn thing. No matter the time of year. Now, you can wait till Monday or tomorrow. But let's be honest. You might just keep saying that. And the worst thing is when you've been saying that for a while and then you feel like you'll never do the thing because you keep putting it off further and further into the future. Start right now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for January. Don't wait for the new month. Don't wait for any sort of thing that you feel starts this momentum. Just start now in whatever way you can and then continue from there. And don't restart your progress in your head just because you make a mistake. Keep going. Recollect your thoughts and goals and retry. Don't see it as starting over. See it as continuing your trial of that thing, right? Now, let's say you want to do something for New Year's, like I did. You want to set intentions, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with some goals. There's nothing wrong with some intentions. These are very loose intentions that I would just like to achieve by the end of the year. It's not I need to do this for the entire year. It's just some goals I have and some intentions that I'm setting for fun, right? It's just for fun. If none of these happen, if all of these happen, whoop-de-doo, right? I really would love if all of these would happen. But I understand that life is tricky and I shouldn't tie my worth to these intentions. Okay? Cool. My nose is so stuffed up. I'm so sorry if you can tell. It's so cold. So cold. So my nose is just not loving that. Okay, so my 2025 intentions and goals. So my first one is to work out at least once a week minimum. So I want to do like a 30 minute to an hour workout at least once a week. Originally, I was doing it every other day. I was doing like I was doing like a lower body day, rest day, upper body day, rest day. And I was doing that back and forth and it really worked well for me. And then I got sick, had the worst period of my life, and just little health thing after little health thing, right? And I fell out of practice. Getting back into it, I realized I lost a lot of muscle. That is really irritating. It's really irritating to try to work out again, which I have, and not be able to do the reps I was doing or the weight I was doing because I was bedridden practically for 2 weeks. It's really irritating. But I'm going to try to just work out like once a week minimum, more than that preferably. That can be a hour and a half walk while I listen to an audiobook. That can be a 30-minute dance workout class thing on YouTube. That could be, I don't know, anything like that. I specifically really like doing workouts that build muscle in my back and my legs because of my knee and back issues. So that is definitely always going to be a priority for me, is mobility, flexibility, and muscle in the areas I need it. Okay, next intention/goal, to eat high protein, eat more vegetables, and drink more water. Speaking of, thirsty bitches out there, go grab your water. There's like nothing left in this. Literally just ran out. I'll grab more after this. I want to try to drink a minimum of one of these a day. I should drink 2 of these a day. Like, I know I should drink 2 of these a day. I think that's like what you're supposed to drink a day. If I remember the amount that's in this, it doesn't even say on it. My goal eventually is to work my way up to drinking 2 of these a day. But if I did that immediately, I would feel like it's a lost cause and I would give up. And I know myself, so I know that that's what would happen. So I want to drink at least 1 of those a day. I want to eat high protein, hence protein shake. I'm honestly like eating high protein. I definitively have been doing. I do want to eat more like, I guess like more natural, not natural, but like more just high protein meals. Like I want to start meal prepping maybe. That would also coincide with eating more vegetables. I got some air fryer asparagus spears, like frozen asparagus spears, which I love. I love asparagus. So that'll be a really easy thing. Like if I put like that with like some like, maybe some like, I can make some like teriyaki chicken or something, or like some, like a honey sriracha grilled chicken. That actually sounds so bomb. Like I actually want to cook that so bad. I go to the store like soon. I need to like clean out my, listen. I need to clean out my fridge really bad. I have so many leftovers from the holidays and from being sick and just from everything that I need to go through them. Me and my fiance probably are gonna have to do that together because I don't know if I have the will to do that by myself. I cleaned out one of the containers in my fridge yesterday and it literally almost made me barf. That's like my nemesis, okay? I don't mind doing dishes because typically the dishes in my sink are fully rinsed off and typically loaded in the dishwasher immediately after. If it's from cooking, I rinse them off like almost right away so that it doesn't cake on. But when it comes to leftovers, it cakes on regardless because it's in the fridge. It's so gross. Anyways, next I want to do is finish the first draft of Project Night, aka Darling Dormitory. That's the work in progress title currently, is Darling Dormitory. The project name that was like the incognito name was Project Night with a K. It is a sapphic vampire urban fantasy. It is a YA book. It has a enemies to lovers subplot. I would call it a subplot. It is like a good big part of the story, but it's not the main thing that's happening during the story, so that's why I call it a subplot. And yeah, it's this teenage girl who's obsessed with death who gets turned into a vampire. That's kind of the main crux of the book. But I want to finish my first draft this year. I think I definitively will, because I also have a just like fun little, I'll go into this probably in the after hours special over on Patreon. I have so many Notion pages of like monthly goal stuff that I love to do. I don't like New Year's resolutions. I love monthly goals. So I have some monthly goals for this upcoming year for some channel posting, reading, writing. So I can go more into that later for those who are, patrons over on Patreon. I want to hit 10,000 subscribers on my vlogging channel really bad. That is a lofty goal. Originally, I was going to put 5,000 subscribers on this list. I was going to say hit 5,000 subscribers on Izzie, Annalisa. But I want to shoot for the stars, okay? I want to shoot for the heavens, okay? If I get the stars thrown in, as Mary Poppins would say, then that's even better. But I'm not going to like hold my breath for 10K, but I'm going to work hard for 10K. I want to make my videos higher quality. Therefore, I'm going to be posting not weekly. I'm going to be posting monthly instead, but I think it'll make my videos better and it'll make it where more people enjoy my content over there. So go check it out. There's 50,000 of you guys over here. Go check out my vlogging channel. The fuck? Go check out my vlogging channel. Help me hit 10K by the end of the year, please. I put good videos over there. They just don't find people, okay? Thank you. Anyways, and let me know what I should improve. I really do want to improve my content over there really bad. I feel like my audio role plays, I really have it down to a science what I like to do for them and what you guys enjoy. When it comes to vlogs, though, it's the newest. It's actually the oldest thing. I've been doing vlogs longer than I've been doing anything. I started a vlogging channel when I was like 10, with my parents' help, of course. But that's lost to time, of course. This vlogging channel I haven't had since I was 10. Not Izzie, Annalisa, but I stopped vlogging when I was like 13. So I haven't done it in almost like 10 years, right? In like 8 years, I guess that would be. So as much as it is like the newest thing I'm doing, it's technically also the oldest thing, but I'm also very out of practice. So I'm trying to get better. So please go over there, watch some of my videos, like, subscribe, but also let me know what I can improve on. Please and thank you. I know some of the things, like I think my newest video is the best video I've made. Some of my older videos, I know what I did wrong and I've improved since then. So every new video is me trying to get better and better. Okay, next one. Put out a video once a month on Izzie, Annalisa, and Izumi. So that is my vlogging channel and my gaming channel. So on this channel, I post pretty much weekly, aka on Izumi Audio. I post pretty much weekly. On Izzie, Annalisa, I want to post once a month, and then on Izumi, I also want to post once a month. Izumi, I've been really neglecting, and I want to do some Dungeons and Dragons stuff over there. I also really want to do some like building streams on Minecraft and stuff. I love building in Minecraft. I want to do some long plays of some of my favorite indie games, as well as just like some fun story-based games. Like I've done Firewatch, What Remains of Edith Finch. Some of the ones on my like to-do list are American Arcadia and Killer Frequency. I love those games. But anyways, the next one is get my first sponsorship. I really would like to get my first sponsorship this year. It'll probably be on either this podcast or on maybe, honestly, maybe Izzie Annalisa might get her first sponsorship first, because she is the most sponsor friendly, I'd say, because her content is the most like widely accepted, I'd say, because it's vlogging. It's very like it's oh, the timer is up. Don't worry, I'm not gonna just end right here. I'm gonna finish up this list and then we'll end. I want to get my first sponsorship, right? I want to hit a monthly income minimum of $4,000. That would make it where my house payment and my utilities and everything and all of that, I have savings afterwards. Right now, I pretty much make the bare minimum that I need to be able to be where I am. I live in buttfuck nowhere, so thankfully my mortgage is not that crazy, especially comparatively to most places. But I want to make a little bit more this year, hit 4K for my minimum. I don't talk often about how much I make because I don't know, it makes me feel a little icky. But that would be great if I could make that much. It would require some hard work, definitely, but I think that I could hit it. And that would make it where my fiance's income is less relied on, because that is a goal of mine as well, is I want to help him be able to pursue his voice acting and not have to do his day job full time. I want to be able to switch to part time. And so if I made this amount, it would make it where I cover everything and I also could cover things on top of it and also add into savings. Right now, his income is mainly savings. My income is mainly bills. And so this would make me less reliant on his income. So that way he could kind of have his moment to be able to try to pursue what he loves, because he allowed me that same moment, and so he deserves that moment as well. And then my last thing on the list is to read at least one book a month, which will go into what books I want to read this year. what books I plan on reading as of right now each month in the continuation of this over on the Patreon. So thank you guys so much for listening or watching this episode of Goodbye Darling. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, or if you're listening to this on Spotify or another podcasting platform, make sure to rate me 5 stars and follow the podcast so you get updates when we post new episodes. I will see you guys next month on the 15th as per usual, and yeah, Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Hey man,